Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone's extremely well. The numbers are really low at the moment, so I'm just going to wait a minute or two to see if they go up. I've already said afternoon to Mrs. Dowie. Said afternoon to Jake. Mr. Hall, good afternoon. I hope you're really well. Good afternoon from Oscar, Lila, Tov and Anya. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me. I think the numbers will be lower this week because we've only just left, or rather our children have only just left school 10 or 15 minutes ago in some cases. We've also had our eco shop, which was only a few minutes ago that opened. But that's fine because once this is finished, I'll leave it up and anyone who missed it will be able to go back and be able to watch it. We've got Jacob, Adam, Emily, Ollie and Bex. Bex, I'm loving seeing your name at the end of those now. Thanks for joining us. Got Aidan, Oliver and Isaac. Good afternoon, boys. Hello to Mrs. Jones. I hope you've had a wonderful day. While we wait for a few others to join, just type in the side. Tell me what you've been up to. Hi again, Evie Grace. Been lovely to see you back at school this week. Type in the side, what have you enjoyed doing if you've been at school this week? And if you haven't been at school, what have you done? Have you been collecting snails like Seb did? I'll never forget Seb telling us that he was collecting snails. That's one of the highlights of the last few weeks. So just type in the side, what is it that you've been doing this week? Anything stick in your mind? Good afternoon, Logan. We've had our resident painter in all week. Well, not all week, since Wednesday. And she's been painting our wonderful poem that we put together on the side of one of the walls on the playground. And it's coming together absolutely beautifully. That's one of the things that will stick in my head. And I can't wait for it to be finished so I can show you. Good afternoon, Mrs. Cooper. Good afternoon, Rudyat and Rocky Bat. I hope you've had a lovely week as well. Thanks, Louise. I can't wait for it to be finished. Honestly, I wish it would stop raining because it keeps stopping from Lindsay to be able to get on with it, but it is going to look absolutely amazing. And hopefully you all get the chance to spend some time near it and take some nice pictures with the children because that would be amazing. That's what it's for. Good afternoon, Anya. Okay, I'm going to get started. As I've said, if you've just joined, I am expecting the numbers to be a bit low today because obviously we've had children at school and our fair share shop was open until late, but we'll get back to the normal time next week because we won't be open to the majority of children on the afternoon, and I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. We've got Jake and Riley. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mrs. Watson. Yeah, not Hake and Riley, Jake and Riley. Thanks, Dawn. I'm going to go straight into it. Let me just have a test of Tim's sound effects. Do we have a drum roll, Tim? That's not a drum roll. We've got a round of applause, so that's good. Do we have a drum roll, though, Tim? We do have a drum roll. Yeah. So, like I said before, it's been absolutely amazing to see everyone back. I can't believe we've had 3 of semi-normal days in school back, and they've been 3 absolutely amazing days. I'm going to start with nursery, as we always do for start of the week. So, for joining in everything at nursery this week and showing lots of enjoyment, the nursery and Tim star of the week is... Good drum roll, Tim. Morella. Well done, Morella, you superstar. Miss Miller is going to send you your certificate via Marvelous Me. Well done. You are our first star of the week for this week. Good afternoon, Isaac and Aaliyah. Thanks for joining us. In reception A, so Mrs. Charlton's class, for being just like Tim and showing enthusiasm towards his learning this week, the star of the week is Samson Hawk-Smith. Well done, Samson. A fantastic 3 days back in school. And well done for being just like Tim as well and being very enthusiastic. Your certificate will be on Seesaw very, very soon for you. Over to Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Cooper's class, reception B, for a remarkable piece of work showing the different parts of the body. The star of the week is Seb Thompson. Well done, Seb. And I've noticed you've just joined us as well. What great timing. Your picture of the body was absolutely amazing. Well done for continuing. In 10 weeks it's been now, 10, 11 weeks working from home. And your work is still absolutely amazing. Well done. So that's Morella, Samson, and Seb, our stars of the week in early years. Well done. Moving on to phase 1 and year 1. So Miss Nesbitt's class. And we've got, for a super sensible attitude to our new rules and routines during our first week back, the star of the week is Roman Barber Enrique. Well done to Roman. Very, very pleased to see you this week. And as this says, very, very pleased to see you following the rules, because it hasn't been easy, and it's been super to see you adapting to those new rules and new procedures and processes really, really quickly. Well done, Roman. And moving on to year 1-2, this is Mrs. Brown's year 1-2 class. So for a great attitude towards work this week and for writing an amazing adventure story, we have Hamza. Well done, Hamza. You left school later than normal because of the shop, so you probably aren't seeing this, but hopefully you are, because you're watching it at a later time. Well done for being amazing this week. And just like Seb and Roman and Samson, your certificate will be on Seesaw very, very shortly for you, or it's there if you're watching this a little bit later. So moving on to Mrs. Dixon's year 2 class, and we've got someone who has been super investigative in science this week. Easy for me to say. So for that super investigative science work this week, the star of the week is Andres London. Well done, Andres, for your fantastic science work. As with the other children, your certificate will be on Seesaw really, really shortly. Well done to Seb, to Roman, to Hamza, and to Andres. You are all stars of the week in Key Stage 1 in Phase 1. Well done. Moving to Key Stage 2 and Phase 2, we have Mrs. Brown's Year 3 class. So, for great enthusiasm towards his learning this week, Mrs. Brown and Tim's star of the week is Hamza's brother. It's Ali. Well done, Ali. What a fantastic day for you and your brother to be winning star of the week. Your certificate will be on Seesaw very, very soon. Well done, Ali. Moving on to Mrs. Slinger's Year 3-4 class. So very simple, but excellent this one for being a doodle maths superstar. Mrs. Slinger and Tim's star of the week is Aaliyah. Well done, Aaliyah. And again, very timely you joining us on this stream. Absolutely fantastic. So we've got we've got Ali, we've got Aaliyah in Phase 2, and now we move on to final Phase 2 class, which is Year 4, Miss Tumulty's class. So it's a big one, this one. For his amazing work throughout our wonderful wildlife project, making a fantastic bug hotel and nature collage using items collected from outside. Miss Tumulty and Tim's star of the week is, good drums, Tim, Oscar Lightfoot. Well done, Oscar. I saw your work and it was absolutely amazing. I know you and your family love spending time outdoors. So how amazing to see you bringing that to the learning table. Absolutely brilliant. That means we have Ali, Aaliyah, Oscar, and who have I missed out? No, that's it. So Ali, Aaliyah, and Oscar as the Phase 2 stars of the week. Your certificates will be on Seesaw very, very shortly. That means so far we've had Morella, we've had Samson, Seb, Roman, Hamza, Andres, Ali, Aaliyah, and Oscar so far. Moving on to our final phase, that's Phase 3. He's very welcome, Carrie. And starting with Year 5, which is Mrs. Frost's Year 5 class, for completing a range of interesting learning and keeping Mr. Hall amused with his posts. The Year 5 and Tim star of the week is It's Adair. Well done, Adair. 2 winners in your household and family today. Fantastic. Your certificate will be with you very, very soon on Seesaw. Moving on to Mr. Hall's Year 5-6 class. So, for consistent participation in remote learning activities, and that doesn't sound as fancy as some of the other ones, but let me tell you, after 10, 11 weeks, to still be participating really well in remote learning is a fantastic achievement. So Mr. Hall and Tim Star of the Week in Year 5-6 is Casey Burnett. Well done, Casey. You superstar and Star of the Week. Your certificate will be with you very, very soon. Our final class. And it is our final class. We won't be doing an in-school award anymore because, of course, a lot of our children are back at school. So we're bringing them together and we're just considering all of the learning across school and remotely. So Mr. Watson's Year 6 class, for a great attitude on her return to school, Mr. Watson and Tim Star of the Week is Holly Fielding. Well done to Holly. What an absolute superstar. That wraps up all of our amazing stars of the week. So we have Morella, we have Samson, we've got Seb, Roman, Hansa, Andreas, Ali, Aaliyah, Oscar, Adair, Casey, and Holly. Lots of round of applauses going on in the comment section. Let's give them one big cheer. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, boys and girls, for everything that you have done, whether you've been at school or whether you have been at home this week. Some lovely comments in there from staff and parents and children. Well done, everyone. Don't forget to check Seesaw very soon for your certificates. A few updates from me just to finish. So first of all, I want to start by just saying a huge thank you to everybody that's been involved in bringing children back this week. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your patience. I know that there have been some small inconveniences for people, especially with regard to dropping off and picking up children. Some people having to go out of this gate and that gate and walk around when they could just go at the front. So thank you for being so understanding. I appreciate that it's not normal and it does look a bit awkward sometimes, but please be rest assured that we are only doing those things because your children's safety is first, foremost, and paramount to us. There are only so many ways that we can do things to make sure that they stay safe, and that's what has to come first. So a huge thank you to everybody for being patient and for all of your support in helping us get through the 3 days with very little to worry about. It has been absolutely brilliant, which just goes to show that all of the planning from everybody involved at the trust, and of course everyone here at school, but also you helping us carry those plans out as well. It's just been absolutely brilliant. So thank you again. Hopefully more children will come back next week. Do let us know in advance if you are thinking about changing your mind or your plans change. What I would say is please speak to some of the families that have been in this week, speak to parents, speak to other children and see what their experience has been like. And if you want to talk about anything that is making you unsure or still a little bit apprehensive about coming into school, then please do feel free to give us a call. You can pop in, but please let us know first. It's always the safest way to do that. You can also still send us messages on Twitter, on Facebook, and replying to our SMS messages, and of course email at contact@northormsbyacademy.org. So do have a chat to those that have been in school this week. Ask them some questions about how things have been done and see what their feelings have been. And as I've said, if you want to change your mind, if you are thinking about coming in, please don't just turn up. Please let us know in advance so that we can prepare properly for those extra numbers coming in. The final bit to say on that is about free school meal vouchers. If you are planning on coming in and you tell us you are coming in, one of the first things we have to do is stop those vouchers because, of course, your children will be getting fed here at school. So if you do that and then change your mind, it means that your vouchers might be a little bit late in arriving. So that's just one of the reasons why that communication is so important. There have been some amazing reports that have come out from school. Many of you will have seen our school on ITV on Friday. And I just want to say again, what an absolute superstar Evie Grace from year one was. And a big thank you to Dad Michael as well, who came straight across after ITV asked if we could get hold of a parent, and they were absolutely brilliant. So big thank you to Michael and to Evie Grace for participating and getting most of the airtime, I may add. But it was lovely to see us featuring on the news, and it was really about giving you an opportunity to see some of the plans and some of the things that we had in place inside the school building and of course, around the peripheral as well. We also had a visit on Tuesday from one of the more executive staff at AET, which is our trust, and they came on Tuesday, which is one of our PD days, just to make sure that everything we said we were going to do was actually going ahead. So it was a good opportunity for them to see that it wasn't just things that we were writing down, it was actually going ahead. We were actually doing the things that we said we were going to do, and they couldn't have been more pleased and more proud at what we've done in terms of preparation. And we've also had a visit this afternoon from the mayor himself, Mr. Andy Preston. He came at about 1:45 this afternoon. He wanted to check out what it is that we've been doing, make sure that, of course, we were doing what we were saying we were going to do. And he left extremely positive. He was very, very impressed with what he saw, not just about our plans post-COVID, of course, but about the school in general. So I'm hoping there might be a really good press release, some more really good news for North Ormsby coming your way very, very soon. You will have received a text yesterday from us that was giving you just some early information about Fridays after this one. Obviously, this Friday is different. It's the first Friday since opening to more children, but it's also part of just a 3-day week. So we didn't want to give you too much information, and we didn't want to change too much as well. But going forward, as of next Friday, we will be closing to everyone except for critical workers from lunchtimes. And that's because a big part of our plan was to have a deep clean weekly. Now, we have been cleaning more often, so our cleaning team have been coming in at lunchtime as well as after school, and our staff have been running around like crazy with wipes and with sterilizing tablets and with hand sanitizer and cleaning on an ongoing basis, and it's just been fantastic. But we still really want to have that deep clean in the middle, at the end of the week, where we had it early in the week this time, and the best place to do that for us is going to be on a Friday afternoon. It also gives our staff an opportunity to get things in order in terms of preparing for the week of learning, both remotely and in school, which is a lot different to what they're used to. So as of next Friday, all of the children who are not critical workers, so that is those deemed vulnerable, that's those from nursery reception year 1 and year 6, you will be leaving school at lunchtime. Now, I'm not going to go through the complicated process of telling you all the times and things now. I'll send that information out really early next week so you know what's going on. But I wanted to give you the heads up so that you could plan and prepare for next Friday afternoon if you needed to change things around at home and consider childcare and things. I'll share all of that stuff in detail with you early next week so there's no confusion. Your children will either have their lunch before they go, or they will go home with their lunch in their hands. Okay, so some children will stay and have their lunch a bit early and then go after that. Some children will take their lunch home, but all that information will come to you really, really soon. I also have an update for you with regards to pupil reports. So you'll know that at the end of every year, we send out a paper version of a report. Excuse me. That tells you and lays out a little bit about the strengths and areas of development for children after their year of learning. It also gives you an indication as to what they've done, what roles they've had, what sporting events they've been to, and any roles of responsibility within school they've had as well. What we don't want to do, and what is a big part of our plan, is not sharing resources or anything indeed with home and with school. So sending reports home kind of goes a little bit against that grain. Now, by the back end of July, when the summer term is done, we might be in a better position to do that. But of course, it does take time to prepare reports. So we want to get started with doing that. And we feel that the best way to do it is to use what has been an absolutely amazing way to communicate with you so far, a little bit like what I'm doing now, and that is to give you your report in the version or in the shape or form of a video. So we're going to be putting together videos, a couple of minutes long, that would give you all of the information you normally get on your report. We're going to house them on the internet, and we're going to password protect them so that only you and your family have the password, so that only you can see the video for your child or children. Now, who you share the password with is absolutely up to you. And again, I'll continue to drip feed details about this into you. But again, I wanted to give you an early heads up that the staff are going to start working very soon on creating video versions of their end of year reports. We think it's a lovely way to round off what's been a really strange year. Use something we've got really, really good at, and you've got really good at expecting, and also staying really safe. So we're not touching things, sending them in the post, or asking you to come and collect. Okay. We also think they're going to be a great way to have a memory, because once it's on the internet, it's going to stay there forever. So you're never going to lose that. And a good way to look back again on what it has been a very different year indeed. Don't know, only this week was a 3-day week, so it'll be 5 days, but children will be going home at lunchtime on Friday. So essentially a 4.5 day week. I'm going to send more details out about that early next week. That is everything from me. I hope you all have an absolutely lovely weekend. It's been amazing to see so many smiley faces, and that's not just children, that's also seeing your smiley faces as parents and the staff as well. They've been champing at the bit to get back, and it's been such an amazing week here at school, but also away from school as well. Our staff continue to work incredibly hard, both in the classroom, but also at home on our remote learning. Stay safe, keep looking after each other, always choose kindness. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.